everyone, Clay Holloway with Holloway Bros Fishing. Today we're going to be tying a variation of the Adams. It's a purple Adams and it's tied specifically for the waters that we fish here locally on the McKenzie and then Willamette. We tie it basically in sizes 8, 10, and 12. We have big flies here. The fish aren't picky. We want something that grabs their attention, and this is the fly that does it. Alright, here we go on the purple Adams. I'm going to start by laying my thread in. I'm going to do about a quarter of the way back from the eye of the hook. Snip that off. I'm going to lay in some white McFly lawn. Just going to X-wrap this in, get it nice and secure. A couple wraps in front. And then I'm going to start doing my wraps underneath to form that parachute. If you invert your bobbin, it will help with keeping that thread from slipping off your parachute. There we go. Work that thread back, lay a little base. And for the tail, I'm just using some UV Violet Crystal Flash. It's just sort of what I had laying around. You can use a variety of things, whether it's hackle tips or some moose tail. It all works well for the places I use it, mainly on the McKenzie and the Middle Fork of the Willamette, where thankfully our fish are not too picky. They like big Mayflies. This is a number 10 hook. We'll fish a lot of number 8s, 10s, and 12s. Whether it's for the green drakes in the spring or the gray drakes in the fall, this fly will work for both. Working our thread back forward here. Just going to snip that tail just so it doesn't bug me as I'm tying this fly. I like it about 3/4 the length of the body, somewhere in there looks good. I've already sized my hackle and stripped the end of it. I like that hackle to lay just about to the back of the tail. I'll lay our bare stem in here, work it up to the base of the McFly lawn. I like to make sure my thread's laying flat. Spin it a few times here. We're going to start wrapping this around the post. I was just checking the other side of the fly there. That's the side you guys can see. Wanted to make sure it looked good. Now I'm going to wrap quite a ways up this parachute. And these are snug wraps. I want this pretty tight. And the reason I'm working pretty far up is I like as much hackle as I can get on the fly without making it look weird. Reason for that is this is a fly that I'm looking to not have to do much with each time I catch a fish or have to redress with floating. I would like this fly to be heavily hackled. This is going to allow us a lot of space to wrap a lot of hackle on the fly. That way it's heavily dressed, and those hackle tips will really help the fly float. I just like to weave this a little bit into the McFly line just to keep it out of the way. I'm going to work my thread back here, add a little taper to the body. The bodies of my flies rarely look perfect, so I'm not here to tie a perfect fly. I'm just here tying a fly that fishes well, and thankfully the places I fish, the fish aren't very picky. We'll work back to here using some microfine purple dub here. This stuff's super easy to wrap on, doesn't really require wax. Just a little, kind of wet my fingers and Really spin it on there nice and snug. The tighter you wrap this, the less water the fly is going to absorb. Just going to put multiple shots of dub on here. It's just easier to manage that way. If you're going for speed, you can put it all on in one shot, but starting to taper the fly. Put a little more on here since we're getting to the bigger part of the body. Just a little bit more. I'll just leave a little bit of some skinny dub on there, and that just, I'll just use that to kind of help secure these bigger clumps of dub. There we go. The way I like to lay my hackle in is having the concave of the hackle feather facing up. I think it fishes better, but also at the same time it just lays easier as I'm wrapping it down the parachute as well. So I'm just going to start wrapping this down. Just laying each wrap nicely underneath the last. Looks good over there. Then when I tie this off, I just want to make sure my thread is staying underneath all those hackle tips. So just keep it real close to the body, but bring it over the hackle tag end when you come around. So underneath the hackle tips, then over the stem. I'm going to do that 3 times. Just like that. Go around the head of the hook there, the eye of the hook. Then I'm going to trim this off, get nice and close to the body, clip the stem. I like a fairly lengthy parachute, just so everybody can see it. We do the majority of our fishing out of the boat. The fly will be close to us, but I still like a nice big parachute for everybody to see. So there we go, just kind of fluff that out a little bit. I'm going to finish the head of the fly. Let's find a whip finisher. See a little fiber that got caught. Pick that out, tighten it up, There you go, that's the purple parachute Adams. Probably my favorite dry fly to use on the Mackenzie, and one that'll work for a variety of different mayflies, and hopefully it works on your local stream. There you go, that's the purple Adams. If you like that video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.